Well, hello and welcome to a special ITEC interview with me, John Martin, at the Monet at Penzance, with a Cornishman who played in the Rugby World Cup recently, and that's the Cornish Pirates player Sam Matavesi, who played 4 games for Fiji. Sam, what does it mean to you, a Cornishman, to play for Fiji?
I think, as me, Josh and Joel would say, that we're very much Cornish Fijian. So we're very much Cornish, but we're also very much Fijian. So yeah, it's an absolute honour. It's an honour to represent my dad's country, and my country also, and try and make him proud. Really,
I'm sure your dad is very proud of you. Double figures for caps now. That must make you very proud yourself.
Yeah, after the first 3, I thought that was it. To be fair, I think it's 2013, and obviously you don't ever give up hope, do you? But yeah, it's you always want more. I think in anything you do, and to get back into Fiji, especially in November, we played against Scotland, Uruguay, and France, and then to be picked for the World Cup, it was special, very special.
You played 4 games for Fiji in the World Cup, but probably the World Cup experience was spoiled a little bit by the fact your shirts were stolen at the end. What's the latest on that?
Nothing, to be fair. I think unfortunately they've been stolen and they've gone, if that makes sense. I think someone's just looked at the stuff and probably can't sell it, so has probably thrown it away, which is even worse. It's tough. I just want to say I just want to thank World Rugby for sending me another cap and medal.
Well, that's good.
Mizuno sent me some boots, and Fiji sent me some shirts, replica signed shirts, which is nice. But I don't think you could ever replace the shirts you wore, if that makes sense.
And you swapped one with a Welsh player, didn't you? Was that Ken Owens?
Yeah, I swapped one with Owens after the game, and it's the only one I swapped. I wanted to get 2 double figures before I started swapping shirts. Yeah. So yeah,
oh, that's a shame that one's gone.
Yeah.
So how much did you learn from your experience at the World Cup?
It's a whole new ballgame. I think I was chatting to some Amptill players then, and they've come up from National 1 to the Championship, and there's a massive difference. And going from the Championship to to play against Australia, Georgia, Wales, Uruguay, and it's another step, isn't it? The whole journey makes you hungry. It makes you want more and more. And I think I'm hoping that the next time a Fiji team gets announced, hopefully I'm thereabouts. Yeah,
exactly, I hope you are. The biggest disappointment must have been the defeat to Uruguay, but you ran Australia and Wales close as well.
Yeah, I said it a few times now. You can't underestimate anyone in a World Cup. There aren't any bad teams, so to speak, if that makes sense. I think we have to learn from that. We were very good against Wales, Australia. I thought we were very good against against Georgia. Yeah. But yeah, when you say every game at a time, and for me, leading into Australia, it was a massive build-up. You put so much work into it. It's almost like you're Everest, so to speak. And then when that doesn't go to plan, and you're moving the next day quite early, and you're heading somewhere different. I think we lost that buzz, but it's no excuse. Any teams that made the quarterfinals, and beyond, would have won that game. Somehow they found a way to win that game. I think that's the difference. That's where we need to be.
So for Fiji to improve, do you think they need to play more games against the Tier 1 nations?
Yeah, I think it's obvious, and it's tough, through logistic wise, timing, but if you want more of Japan, more of Fiji actually beating a Wales or Australia, they have to play them, and not just play them, once every 4 years in a World Cup. They need to play them every year. I think that's the only way you can improve. I think we had a chat about it last time. Look at Argentina now. Because they play against the best, if that makes sense. So
would entry into the Championship with Argentina, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand be the right place for Fiji?
Yeah, I think because as we're over that way, it would make sense, if that makes sense. Something needs to happen. Some things need to change, and we need more teams being at a constant level.
So what is the main difference, do you think, between Tier 1 and Fiji? What does Fiji need to do to get to that level consistently?
It's tough because there's time, there's resources, there's money, there's facilities, and Fiji is very unique, and it's what makes a Fijian a Tongan Samoan, because how unique it is and how different it is to the other nations. But there has to become a time where everything's on a level playing field, so to speak. and I don't know how they're going to achieve that, but it's something it needs to take steps. And like you just said, then if they can get into a rugby championship, that's a small step to hopefully creating some history.
So what do you think is the biggest difference between your club rugby and international rugby? What have you found the difference? Is it the physicality?
I'd probably say no. I think it's just people are clinical, like very clinical, and there's minimal room for error. And we was having a chat about it there. Amptill said, in National One, a minute ago, if they make some mistakes, you can sort of get away with it. But even when you come to a championship, you can't make those mistakes. But then you make some mistakes, and if you go to the international level, you have to be on your game. We look at some of those England's semi-final against the All Blacks. They're relentless for 80 minutes. There's zero let up, and if you want to be the best, that's where you have to be. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and we need to play those teams constantly to try and get to that standard.
So the World Cup was in Japan. What did you think of Japan and its people?
Amazing, absolutely amazing. I think the French are going to find it very hard to beat in 4 years' time. I think the biggest thing, like actually being in Japan, is how they're so welcoming, so polite, and it's an awesome country with great culture, great rituals. They're almost a bit too polite, if I'm honest. I think we played Japan in the PNC in Japan before the World Cup, and we lost the game, and we were being clapped off the pitch. just by their fans, and that would never happen anywhere else, only in Japan. But it is awesome, unbelievable experience.
Well, you mentioned France in 4 years' time. Then can you still be in the Fiji team in 4 years' time?
Yeah, that's the plan. I think I'll be 31, and hopefully with a few more caps and some more experience. And then, like any team, you go into these teams and you look at people that have been there a long time. The respect they've got, what they do for the team. And hopefully, I can be in that role in 4 years' time, if that makes sense.
Exactly, yeah. How exciting is it for you to come back into the club scene? Because you're back here in action with the Pirates, coming on as replacement, scoring a try. How exciting is that for you?
It's awesome. So I came in, when I first landed, I landed on the Friday, and I came in on the Tuesday, and I thought I was back into it. But I was given 2.5 weeks off, and... and if I'm on it, I love it. All the boys are incredible. It's a great buzz, and it's an awesome place to be. So it's easy to come back, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the fact you're smiling now is your teammates going past the window here.
Making very rude gestures.
Exactly. So you've got obviously high hopes for the Cornish Pirates this season.
Yeah, it's I think everyone can see that there's a lot more depth now, a lot more players, resources, staff, and we don't want to make any bones about it. We want to be up there. So I think you got to embrace that, haven't you?
We have, exactly. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people in Cornwall who'd like to see the Pirates at the top.
Yeah, no, 100%. And hopefully the things behind the scenes, can change, i.e. the stadium, and things can kick on, and hopefully, who knows, in a few years' time we should see the Pirates in the Premiership.
Well, Sam, thanks very much for talking to us. Congratulations on your World Cup experience, and good luck with the future of the Pirates.
Thank you very much. Top man. Thank you.
It's Sam Matavesi here speaking to me, John Martin. It's a special ITEC interview from the Manet. Sam talking about his experience with Fiji in the World Cup.